So let's talk about those every 4 weeklies. Is that hard to say for anybody else? Let's call them monthlies, right? Screw that guy who said they're every 4 weeks. Just so you guys know, these pay out every 4 weeks. And this is actually an interesting month for Group C. It's going to pay 2 times in May. Pretty awesome, right? Hello, hello, friends. How are you? My name is Mike. This channel is Health and Wealth. Thanks for joining me today. Today is Wednesday, Survivor Wednesday, April the 30th. Be with you. Big announcement today, Group C. It's hard to remember which group is which, but this is Group C announced today that the distributions are coming out for everything that we're about to go over. And yeah, tomorrow's the X distribution date, which means that the prices that we're about to go over, the distribution announcements, the price of the shares should drop approximately that amount tomorrow morning before the market opens. And then you should be paid these distributions on Friday. Now, I've heard recently that there's been some delays out there with payment distributions. I think ALTI had a delay last week, and maybe another one there too, YMAG, something like that. So, yeah, I'm not too sure what's going on with that, but talk to your brokerage, find out what's happening. I know for me with Questrade, I get paid on like on Friday for these, but it doesn't show up in my account till Saturday. Now I have CONY from this group, and it's on DRIP, Dividend Reinvestment Program, and so I noticed now that it's on DRIP on Fridays. It will have a payment on there, which is really nice, right? Really, really good. So, anyways, let's get into them. If you enjoy the content, share with your friends, hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Trying to get to 5,000 human beings before December 25th. I think we're going to do it, especially at this pace. Thanks so much for being here with me. So first one that we have, and I'll just zoom into this a little bit better for you, is CHPY. So paying out 62 cents. That's a big payment for a weekly payer here. This pays out every single week. It's his biggest payment by far. Actually, it's double, basically double, not quite, but basically double the last two payments in a row. Share price $48 over the last week, up 0.75%. You gotta like that it went up in share price, still paying out those distributions. That's nice. Since its inception, it is up 5.3%. So you gotta be, you know, really happy with this purchase so far, right? This is a semiconductor portfolio. I find it kind of unusual that it's up, seeing as NVIDIA's down, TSMY is down. So Y or I always get that one wrong. But yeah, that's unusual that it's up. Interesting. Yeah. All right. Next one, we got GPTY, 29 cents. Its biggest payment since March. This one's been paying out for quite some time now, since February. So that's pretty decent. 29 cents. The share price has dipped. AI and tech portfolio. I mean, the future is AI, but hasn't looked good since it's come out in terms of share price. Now, just to put this in perspective for some of you out there, what you may notice is that when the share price keeps going down like this, so will your distributions. And so that's something to watch out for. I've been seeing it with NVIDIA, with CONY. Yeah, I've been seeing that with the two of them. You know, ALTI, Marnie, which is terrible. You know, the distributions are lower when the price is lower. Next up, LFGY, 47 cents. That's pretty darn good for a week. There it is right there. Yeah, really good. 47 cents. LFGY, $36, giving you the old Nike swoosh here, kind of. But yeah, up 1.81% this week. That's good. You know, today it was down 1.37. So that means it was up almost 3%. I'm going to call it 3%. It was up for the week other than today. So that's really good, right? This is your crypto. Bitcoin had a bit of a slump today. Crypto in general had a bit of a slump today. So yeah, that's probably why today it went down a little bit, but you know, not too bad. This could be not advice. Trust me, this is not advice. This could be a good long-term play, but I mean, I always get a little nervous with the funds, right? Because when you see the ladder going downwards, when does that stop and when does it go back up? That's what I think about. Um, you know, crypto in this period of time has kind of just maintained and gone up a little bit in this time. So yeah, I'm not too sure what's happening here, but down 28% since January, not good. That's for sure. But the payments that keep coming out has something to do with this. But yeah, this one is like, it's down 28% since January. It's probably not something that I would be interested in. I just see a trend there that I don't see reversing. And I mean, if they do reverse it, then great. Maybe then that's when I would jump into something like that. But for now, it's a no. Next, we have QDTY, 33 cents. QDTY, pretty consistent here, paying 20 cents and above, other than in March. But yeah, 39 bucks. Last 5 days, up 1.2%, down 1. So over the last 5 days, if today didn't happen, it would have been up 2.4%. So that's interesting. That's interesting. And then, down 10% over the last month here, and down 22% over the last since this came out here in February. Next up, RDTY, 46 cents. And if I didn't mention, these are all weekly payers. They pay out every single week. This is its sixth or seventh payment so far. Really good. This is going to be on the Russell, right? Focusing on the Russell index, RDTY, 43 bucks. And this one came out in March, so it's only been out for, let's call it, just less than 2 months, and down 12% share price. But if we take a look at the distributions, they've been decent, that's for sure, especially for a weekly pair. Yeah, not bad. Sometimes I like to go take a peek to see how much money are in these funds, and this one doesn't have a ton of money in it. They call it AUM. That's how YieldMax makes money. Is the AUM more money in here, the more money they get, right? They're getting on this one 1.01% percentage of that $2.16 million. So it's not a crazy amount of money for them. I mean, let's go back to QDTY, and this one will have more money in it, right? 5.97%. And then we'll take a look at the next one as it comes up here, see if it's above that. So next one is SDTY. This one's should be a little more stable on the S&P 500. Let's use that word should loosely. But yeah, 31 cents, pretty darn good. Here it is right here. Actually, that's not it. We got another one, right? So very, very similar to the last two payments, which is nice. Share price, not bad actually, right over the last 5 days, up 2%. Yeah, pretty good. Last month down 7.96%, and since it's come out down 17%. But I mean the whole market, like let's not be so harsh, right? The whole market's kind of doing this. What was it? 5 point something with the SDTY. Look at this, more than double, about double the amount of money in this fund. I'm actually now curious about the other ones. Let's go back. CHPY, how much money in this fund? 3 mil. GPTY, how much money in this fund? Whoa, 18 mil. People like GPTY. They like that way more, right? LFGY, 81 million. So that's a bigger fund for sure. Probably why they're paying out. Actually, sorry for the scrolling here. I'm just curious, right? This is gonna, yeah. This is your crypto one, right? So people are on the hype train of the crypto, right? And so that's why they're putting their money in this one. But yeah, I think that's interesting, the amount of money that are in these funds right here. So that's the biggest one so far out of these weeklies that we've seen. I think there's bigger coming up. So we just talked about SDTY paying 31 cents, ALTI paying out 9 cents. This is pretty standard for ALTI. 9 cents, 8 cents over the last 3 weeks. So it's either 8 or 9 cents. It's recently switched over to the weekly payments. You guys know how I feel about funds that are this low. It's not my cup of tea. I know, over the last 5 days here, it went up 3.51%. So that's pretty good. I mean, if that happened every 5 days, that'd be great, right? That'd be great. So fingers crossed for you guys who are in Alti that continues and you still get your 9 cents every single week. That would be really, really great. That's a massive fund in terms of the weeklies that we've been looking at so far. $228 million in that fund. They do charge you more though. Looks like 1.24. Looks like you get a fee waiver, so 1.14%. So they're charging you more money for that active trading. But yeah, share price isn't the greatest. I almost called it the goodest. Can you guys uh, type in comments? Type in the goodest. Okay, just to confirm that you were here. Also, do you notice there's no blur? I don't know. I don't know what happened in that video. Things got crazy. Next up, YMAG. YMAG paying out 10 cents. Pretty standard for YMAG here. Yeah, pretty standard for YMAG over the last month. YMAG 14.58. Last 5 days up 3%. Again, you gotta love it. I mean, I could totally handle up 3% a week. Oh my goodness. But over the last 6 months, down 20%. So that 3.5% this week really helped that. YMAG itself is a pretty huge fund. 300 million in that fund. Looks like you're paying a lot more than all the other funds so far, 1.28% to make that magic happen for you. Next is YMAX paying out 17 cents. Pretty standard here. There it is right there, actually. Some of these are updated, some are not. But yeah, higher than the last 4 weeks, we'll call it. And YMAX 13 bucks. Same deal, right? Down, and same deal up over the last 5 days, but down over the last 6 months. And since its inception, let's go take a look. When did this thing come out? January of a year ago. Okay, so down 34%, but it is paying weekly, which is nice. I mean, you guys that are in this are probably in this for the income. So I'm gathering that's something that interests you. For me, I'm not in any of these weeklies. You kind of, if you watch the channel, you know what I'm into, but it's not the weeklies. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up all of the funds I pay out every 4 weeks. So let's talk about those every 4 weeklies. Is that hard to say for anybody else? Let's call them monthlies, right? Screw that guy who said they're every 4 weeks. Just so you guys know, these pay out every 4 weeks. And this is actually an interesting month for Group C. It's going to pay 2 times in May. Pretty awesome, right? So that's great. So the first one on the list, it's all alphabetical, it appears here now, as ABNY paying out 60 cents. This is an Airbnb play. 60 cents is pretty high for this fund. It hasn't paid out this much before. And I don't really see why it's paying out that much. It's down 2%. Well, actually, hold on 1 second. Down 3, down 2. So that means it was up for the week, kind of, other than today, right? It's hard to say. But I mean, this fund hasn't been great since it's come out. Down, it's choked me up. Down 26%. This in the last 6 months, and since it's come out here, down 40%. Now it did have a massive decline when it first came out, down 25%. So since then, which is August till now, down another 20%. Interesting. Okay, so ABNY, for me, it's not a play. I don't use Airbnb. Is Airbnb super profitable? Does it have a ton of volume to it for options play? Will it see like extreme growth over the next few years? States like New York are saying New York City's shutting down Airbnb. So I just don't see the volatility, the volume, and making the underlying stock go up, which would make this stock go up, this ETF go up. I just don't personally see it. Next, we have AMDY, 33 cents here. AMDY, 33 cents. There it is right there. Higher than the last 2 months. $7. Awful price, right? I'm not very positive these days, guys, on these prices. Personally, I'm not invested in these types of funds when they're that low. I get a little nervous about the next one coming up here because, or maybe it's a couple from now, because I am in it and it makes me nervous, that's for sure. But $7, it's pretty good over the last 5 days here, up 3.52%. Last month, down 11% in 1 month, though. Yikes, that's not good. That's another one, right? One of the chips we talked about, was it LFGY, which is the chip one? Or is it CHPY? CHPY. Um, yeah, how's it up, right? How is that up and all of these are down? That's an interesting thought. Maybe something to look into down the road. But Yeah, I mean, take a look at this over the last year, down over half of its value, and then since it's come out, down 62%. They got to do something with the strategy on this. Is the strategy just to pay until this thing goes to a dollar and then do a 50 for one reverse split? Is that the plan? Not a sustainable future, if you ask me. Next up, we have CONY. This is the one I'm in, and this is the one where I have said it and forgotten about it. I do like that. It's stress free. It's nice doing drip with this one. Paying 65 cents. I did a little math earlier this morning. That should pay me enough to buy me approximately 18 to 19 shares of CONY, which is nice. I like that too. 65 cents. Here it is right here. It's its biggest payment in the last 2 months as well. CONY kind of just hanging around this $8 mark for the last while here. Up 3.97% over the last 5 days. Last month here, up 5%. So that's nice. I can handle that. I can handle that. That's for sure. But I mean, the last, since it's come out, down quite a bit, down 55%. My average price right now is around $16. It might be high 15s. And I told you guys I'm committed to this one. And it's not that I'm committed because I love it. I'm committed because I told you I was committed to it. And what I told you was I'm going to be just dripping this. I'm going to be reinvesting for the next 5 years. We're going to see how many shares it takes me to. But I mean, if it gets down another $3, $5, what's going to happen to it? Not good things, that's for sure. Not great things. And so I'm interested in that. But I use Coinbase. I think it's a great service. It charges me a lot of money to use it. Right, and those dollars are going into Coinbase itself. So kind of curious to see how this one does, just for personal reasons. But by no means is it a recommendation or anything like that to you. None of this is. I'm just reporting the numbers, and telling you my nervous feelings. Oh, I'm so nervous. Let's go to the next one. CVNY. This is Carvana. $2.68. Holy smokes. You know what? I got to be honest with you guys. I haven't looked at this one very much. That's a massive payment. 3 massive payments in a row. It's kind of what YieldMax likes doing, right? They like to come out. They like to punch you in the face the first 3 or 4 payments, saying, "Look at us, getting your dollars in there," and then the price starts slipping and it goes downhill from there. Go watch some of the other ones, right? Nvidia, Misty, CONY as examples. PLTY as an example. I mean, it's still doing it, but PLTY is a different story. Carvana, Carvana. Look at this thing over the last month, up 6.56%. That's good. If that could maintain, then this could be a great fund. But can it maintain? That's the question to ask. I mean, look at this thing since it's come out, down 19%. Came out January 30th at $50, like all of their new funds do. Carvana, I went and looked at it, and you know what's so funny? I had no idea about the price of Carvana. It's an interesting service that they offer. Look at that month. Let's go do a comparison, okay? Up 16% this month, and then this guy up 6%. So we lost it on 10% of the upside if you're in this fund, right, which is CVNA. You lost 10% of the upside, but you did get a distribution to kind of combat that. So, yeah, you're in it for the income, then good for you. Not bad. Next one is the Fiat, which is the reverse of Coinbase. So it's fighting against Coinbase. It's trading the downside of Coinbase. So 56 cents for Fiat. Here it is here. A little bit lower than last month, right? But Coinbase had a decent month, an okay month. Its share price 737. Most of the inverse funds are hanging around this $10 or below mark. But yeah, look at that in the last month, down 22%. That's not good, just so you guys know. But yeah, you guess you are getting your distribution still. MSFO 52 cents. MSFO higher. Add up the last 2 months and it's right around that, but definitely higher. Microsoft here, fund paying 16.23, or sorry, the share price 16.23. Looks like it's had a massive post market here. Look at this. What's happening? Up 3% just in the post market. But yeah, up 3% this month. So you got to take that as well. I don't know. Is Microsoft earnings happening right now? We'll find out, right? We will find out. Next up is NFLY. Now, NFLY is an interesting story over at YieldMax, paying out 92 cents. That's huge. Share price 18.20. Again, this is having a massive post market. Maybe we'll have to go investigate what's happening here. Wow. Okay. I mean, it's not massive, but it's up 1% in the post market. That's nice. Last month here, up 12%. You gotta love that with that fund. Last 6 months up 5% and up 12% over the last year. But yeah, decent. Now, NFLY is an interesting story. You're getting a good distribution here with this one. Let's go look at it again. It is 92 cents. Now, this is one of those funds where it may have made more sense to go buy into the underlying. Like, look at this price, 11.31. If we go back a year from now, it's 100%. It's grown 100% in the last year. I don't know if too many people really predicted that. About a year ago, they started mentioning like adding video games to their channel, reducing the price but adding commercials to their channel. I know a lot of the CNBC folk had mentioned that Netflix has run its course and it's going down, but here we go, right? They just continue to destroy earnings. It's hard to cancel. I know at my house I don't watch it, but my other half does, and we do share with my parents and her mom. And yeah, I mean, we all go splitsies on it, but we pay for that premium one, the more expensive version of it. If it were up to me, I would cancel it, but I don't watch it, so it's not up to me on that one. All right, cool. We got one more. One more. Oh, by the way, what are you watching on Netflix these days? Anything good that I should check out? Because apparently I'm paying for it, so why not, right? Next one is PYPL, 55 cents. This is the last one on the list here. 55 cents over top of the last 2 months. That's pretty close to being the tradition in all of these, I'd say. PyPy itself 12.92. Let's go look at the last month here. Down 1.6%. Down 35% for the last year. And since it came out September 2023, down 35%. But if we go back, you're getting all of this income on the left-hand column here. So I'm gathering you're pretty happy with that. I've never actually done the math on PyPy, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I mean, it's paying out pretty consistently here. It had a couple massive payments there whenever PyPy had, or PayPal had an earnings report that exceeded expectations. But PayPal itself here, I actually opened it up here, paying at 65.84. Its last year here, it is down just 3%. I mean, wow, what a climb it had all the way up here. It was up 35% till January 17th, and then January 17th to now down 28%. So it had a massive climb, really good earnings back then. That's what happened. That's why it went up. But PayPal just made an announcement, something to do with Coinbase. I don't know if it's going to show it here. Something to do with Coinbase and crypto, something like that. Yeah, something to look into for sure. But yeah, I opened up CNBC to find out what happened to Microsoft. Microsoft shares jump on earnings revenue beat as Azure cloud business grows 33%. That cloud, the AI, all of that always good. One thing I also noticed here, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang warns China not behind in AI. Yep. I mean, is China behind in anything? Probably not, right? They are such a beast of an industry, so innovative. They're massive, massive. Have you guys seen the ports? Ports of China booming still. Have you guys seen the LA port? There's like no in and out traffic in the LA port. Restrictions are coming. Loss of product coming. So that's an interesting thing to think about with the tariff war that's happening. Yeah, Trump's trying to bring industry back to the U.S. It's probably working. It's probably going to work long term for the U.S., but short term, there's going to be some pain here, I think, for sure. If you enjoyed this content, you'll like my face without the blur on it. Thank you for being here. I hope you hit the like and the subscribe button. And if you want to become a member, I would love to have you. We got 10. We made it. Woohoo! Thank you to the 10 of you who pay your hard-earned money to watch this channel and support me. I really appreciate you and anybody else that joins you along the way here. My name is Mike. This channel right here is Health and Wealth. You have a great night. You deserve it. Bye for now.